What's up, guys? This is Michael with On the Offside. Today I'm here with Derek. Colby and Matt couldn't join us today, so there shouldn't be too many bad takes tonight, honestly. So you should probably watch this podcast. So we're just going to start off with college football. Officially started this weekend. Well, the weekend before, technically, but some big games happened this weekend. Alabama won as they should. I don't really know a lot about it. Didn't watch it. I'm sure Matt's got some stuff about it, but it was a blowout. What are you
He'll
gonna say?
complain. He'll complain per usual.
Oh, we could have done this better, but
Yeah, we didn't
won
win by 60.
nothing, so or whatever
Yeah.
it was. But
Tell me you're a spoiled fan without telling me you're a spoiled
right,
fan.
and of course on the Tennessee side of things, they won big. I know it's just Ball State, and that's what I've seen a lot of comments say. Oh, this is just Ball State, but my breakdown on that is that we won like we should, and actually better than what we were supposed to win. So for first game of the season for me, I take that even if it is just a weak team. The only it was nice to watch the game and see some of the other players play as well. So I kind of watched throughout, but one thing I was happy with is that even against some of the small teams, Tennessee doesn't normally start out fast. Right off the bat, an interception, and then just get a quick start. I think that's a big thing for them as well. So Ohio State beat Notre Dame. Not surprised.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked Notre Dame kept it as close as they did. So, hats off to them. First game with the new coach, in a hostile environment, and only losing by 11 against an Ohio State team that I think is really, really good.
No, for sure.
So I think they did better than expected, unlike Oregon, which I know Matt's kicking himself for not being on here to talk about how good Bo Nix is. I mean, what did they score? 3 points?
I seen something that said Bo picks, but seriously.
We're going to pull Matt in on that. Yeah, that's funny. He'll love that.
Yeah, it was. It was a blowout. It was rough to watch. I watched some of that game. My take, basically, and we're going to keep it short, guys, because it's going to be an NFL episode pretty much. But my take on that is the SEC is good at football. I know LSU lost, but it was it was almost a comeback on that too. But overall, I mean, SEC just looked good, in my opinion.
Per usual. Newsflash, the SEC is good at football.
Yeah, I know you're all surprised.
It's breaking news.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else on college football from this weekend, Derek?
I don't think I really have anything. I think you pretty much captured everything. I hate that Florida won. That's the only thing I have to say. Utah really just dropped the ball on that one. They had every opportunity to win that game, and they didn't. So that's upsetting. Absolutely. I usually pull for the SEC, but when it comes to Florida, I was pulling for Utah. So
yeah, same. Yeah, it was tough to watch as well. But anyway, great weekend though. It was nice. I literally had Ohio State, Notre Dame game on TV, Florida, Utah on my phone, and then my buddy was over. He had the Braves game going, so that was pretty cool. But to just have all that going at once, great time of the year. But we'll kind of move on in, I guess, into the NFL, and because that's going on right actually. So some of the things this game, the Rams are playing right now. Of course, we're kind of keeping up with that. But starting in the NFL, we'll just go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with the Titans. We're going to kind of, last year we made some predictions on our teams. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see how we, predict on that this year. I think some of us were right on some things. I know I got the Titans schedule. I said 12-5 on the season last year. So I was right.
I had the Saints win total exactly right.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I knew a couple of us had guessed it right on a couple of them. So I like to see where we're at on that. This year, I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to say the Titans 10-7. I was looking at their schedule. I could see it, it can flip-flop either way, a game or two. It'll be interesting to see how some of the younger guys step up. I know we don't have A.J. Brown now, and I hope and see how Derrick Henry, if he can stay healthy the entire year coming off of an injury, It scares me a little bit because I know how that can typically go with some players, and it causes them to be injury prone. Being the type of injury it was, though, I hope it wasn't anything that's going to affect him too much.
Yeah, I'm checking in on somebody, a Titans player injury, because Harold Landry's out for the whole season, correct?
Yeah, I meant to mention that too. That was tough. That's a huge hit to the defense.
So I didn't write down an actual win total for the Titans, but because I only wanted to say this one take and this one take alone, because I think a lot of people are down on them on the offensive side of the ball because AJ Brown is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Titans ultimately got better at wide receiver. And it isn't because AJ Brown is gone. It's because I think having Robert Woods and I believe in Treylon Burks, I think that's better than AJ Brown and whoever with number 2 was for most of the season, because it wasn't Julio. Even when it was Julio, it wasn't Julio.
No, it definitely wasn't. No.
So I think overall they kind of upgraded that position. And it sounds crazy right now, but I think Burks is a really good wide receiver that they got in the draft. I think Robert Woods is a solid veteran. So if Henry can stay healthy, I'm with you. I think they should be right around 10 wins. But the big thing is, can they avoid injuries? That injury bug killed them last year, and they still snuck out some games. And Vrabel's a great coach, so hats off to him. But overall, it's hard to see them being the number 1 seed in the AFC again. But I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think they've got a very good shot at the wild card again this year.
Yeah. And I don't and I agreed. I'm not saying that they will be the number 1 seed. I think that obviously would be the number 2, but because I don't see them getting beat out by Jacksonville or Houston. But I don't think that's out of reach for them, though. I mean, Vrabel is a great coach, so and coaching can make a difference. And if you go through without any injuries, adding Robert Woods, I mean, you possibly a better season. So, but.
We'll see. Matt Ryan could have less in the tank than we realize. I mean, the Colts have, I think it's like 5 straight years they've had a different quarterback starting week 1. It's something crazy like that. And so, the Philip Rivers thing didn't really work out. Maybe bringing in the veteran quarterback doesn't work out, kind of like it did with the Philip Rivers situation. So, it's hard to say how good Matt Ryan still is, because last year wasn't a good example, and it wouldn't be fair to judge Matt Ryan off of last year either.
Absolutely not.
But former MVP winner, I think the Colts win that division. Titans second in the division, and I could see the Titans going to wild card. That's my take on it this year.
Nice. So I'll let you start on this next one just because it's your team. It's the Panthers. What do you got?
So we started out 3-0 last year while Christian McCaffrey was healthy. So if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, we're going to go 17-0. I'm just kidding. No, that isn't my take at all. I've got us down for 7 wins, and what's going to be very upsetting for me is I think that's going to be enough for Matt Rule to keep his job. Maybe we sign Baker Mayfield to some type of deal as well. They'll play just well enough for everybody to keep their jobs. But I think that we got better in a number of ways. I think adding Laviska Shenault helped. I think J.C. Horn has looked incredible during preseason. And so as long as he stays healthy, he was our first round pick last year at corner. That should help us a lot in the secondary. And we had the 3rd best rushing defense in the NFL last year. So, we've done a lot to improve the secondary. I'm not completely buying into everything that we're doing. I'm not a big Matt Rule or Baker Mayfield fan, but I feel like we can win 7 games. I think we'll start out 2-0, maybe even 3-0, because I think we'll split with the Saints. But I got us down 7 wins. If everything goes right, they could be a wild card team, but I could also see it going the complete opposite direction and us having a top 5 pick. It goes to Baker Mayfield. It's sad for me to be saying those words, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give him a little bit better record than you, but you. Granted, I'll be honest with you. I know you probably dig into it a little bit more than I would on that. My first take on it, though, is Christian McCaffrey, does he stay healthy or not? That is a crucial part of how the actual season goes. With Christian McCaffrey healthy at 100%, it just changes an offense no matter who it is. It takes pressure off the quarterback. It just He does so much. So if you got a 2019 Christian McCaffrey coming back out, then things could look a little different. My record standing, I'm going to say, and this is being optimistic for you, but I'm going to say 9-8.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Panthers pull out a possible winning year. And another reason I'm going to state that is Baker Mayfield is by no means this amazing quarterback that we've seen in the NFL so far. But he is in a new place. Doesn't always mean that's going to be good, though. But he is a competitive guy. He's a confident, competitive guy. Whether or not he should have that confidence or not, maybe, and we don't, and I don't think the situation was great with Cleveland towards the end. And let's face it, the Browns is where careers go to die. And so maybe this is an opportunity for Baker Mayfield. And so I'm banking on the fact that McCaffrey doesn't get hurt and Mayfield steps up to be a decent quarterback for you all. And get 9-8. And I think the Panthers taking Baker, I mean, it's hard to hate on him for it because it's like, what other choice did you have at the time? You know what I mean? He's better than Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Even though I know that there's that stat about him throwing picks and whatnot, but I mean, I would take Baker over Sam Darnold.
So. Yeah, I would too. Yeah, they're 1-2 in interceptions since the year they joined the league.
Yeah. But at the same time, I would still, I'm going to take him over that. So. I think my dog agrees in the background if you can hear that.
Yeah, well, and I think that they had plans to kind of let Matt Corral get in that competition some more, but he had a season-ending injury. So, it's football. Season's already started and injuries have already started.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
Can't do anything about the injury bug, man. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go with on there. I may be completely wrong, but I'm going to be optimistic for you and say 9-8.
I do think the upside there is wild card. I really do. If things click on the defensive side of the ball, McCaffrey stays healthy. Because in that year that we went 15-1, Cam had a fantastic season. But watching those games every single week, there were a lot of times that the offense would be sputtering and the defense would just make something happen, and it rejuvenated everything. So if we can get to something similar to that, we could make a wild card. So,
fun fact for you, Derek, one of my first NFL games I ever attended as a child was Panthers-Rams.
Really?
It was way back. It was, I want to say y'all had Jake Delhomme maybe is your –
Delhomme, yeah.
Or no. It was Chris Winkie.
Oh, gosh.
That far back.
That's a name drop.
Kurt Warner was the Rams.
Right time frame, because we had Winkie and then we went to Rodney Peete for some time.
So just let you know. I mean, I'm a Titans fan, but I still always have a little bit for the Panthers. I don't know. I just first NFL game I ever attended.
Yeah. Well, and we went and watched the Titans Panthers play. What was it? 2019. Yeah, it was 2019. It was
because McCaffrey was still balling out.
Right.
And it was cool to see between Derrick Henry and McCaffrey. And you kind of get to see what a beast those guys are. So it was cool. But yeah, just figured I'd throw that out there for you.
Yeah,
I guess we're missing the Saints. I know they're not really important.
Irrelevant.
But since Matt can't be here, we'll still talk about
them. Where's my old sticky note that I used to have that just said the word pass on there?
Matt's gonna skip straight to this part, and he's gonna be like, "I just want to watch this part of the video."
He's gonna be sorely disappointed.
Yeah. I guess I'll take it on this one first.
You start us off because I've got to pull up a stat.
Oh yeah, you're good. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be kind of optimistic on the Saints as well. A common trend here is I've got all of our teams doing really similar. And I think it's because it's kind of like iffy on all of them. We're kind of not really sure. But anyways, hey. But so I'm not really sure how it's going to go. Like it could be winning records, it could be losing records for honestly I think any of our teams there. But with the Saints, I'm going to say 10-7. And I know that's pretty high, but one thing, their defense, I think is going to be really good. I know, with fantasy football, I know we just had our only offside fantasy picks and everything going. And I was looking up defenses, and the Saints are like right there. I think they're like second on like defense.
They're really high. I can't remember exactly where.
Yeah, they're up there. So defense can win football games. I think the key here is going to be if Jameis Winston stays healthy. Jameis Winston has the potential to put up like high numbers. Unfortunately, those high numbers can also be interceptions too. But at still, he's a quarterback that can win you football games. So I think if he can stay healthy, the defense as good as they are. You got Alvin Kamara. He's going to be. I know Winston will utilize him well. And then I'd like to see Callaway step up. That'd be cool. Just as a Tennessee fan, it'd be cool to see. You got Kamara and Callaway. It's almost hard.
They drafted Olave too.
Yeah, and so Olave been out there.
And Michael Thomas is back.
And if he can stay healthy, which is a big if. Michael Thomas walks out on the field and it seems like he injures his toe or something. But if he can stay healthy, that's a pretty loaded offense for Winston to throw to and utilize. So I'm going to say 10-7 just because of the uncertainty. But, realistically, the Saints could have a decent year, as bad as I hate to admit it, which – I don't really hate the Saints. I just like to give them a hard time. But
yeah, I hate the Saints.
But you hate the Saints, and I know for good reason. Yeah. There are a couple of balls on there that I like to try to pull for throughout. But yeah, that's my guess, 10-7.
So despite my hate for the Saints, I did pick their record correctly last year, and I'm probably going to be correct on it this year. Just everybody go ahead and lock in your Vegas bets for this. This is not a advice for that. I only have the Saints winning 8 games. I think Sean Payton departing has a negative effect on the team. I think Jameis is better quarterback play than they had last year, but I still don't think it's great. He only completed 59% of his passes last year. And, if you take out one game against Washington where he only completed 50% of his passes, he only had 10 touchdowns across the other 4 games. That's not great. So anyways, I just think Sean Payton departing with everything else that's going on there, I don't think Michael Thomas is going to be the Michael Thomas of old. I think that they win 8 games this year. And I will just write that down because it's 8 wins.
Again, all right.
8 wins.
Very with it. Very realistic. Like I said, either way on these teams, I feel like this year.
He's a career 61% completion percentage passer, and he completed 59% of his passes with Sean Payton as his head coach, who is like a passing guru. I can't get behind. Sorry, Matt.
No, and like I said, Winston is just, it's untelling, man. He's going to have some weapons, but whether or not he makes the right decisions with it or not, we'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think it's kind of got it for our 3 teams. We'll see how close we are on the records. We need to tell. I'm going to tell Matt and Colby that they need to write down the records for each 3 teams, though, so that way we can have all 4 of us end of the year. We can kind of look back and see who was most right on all this. So
yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah, we'll get them to write down their records. We'll kind of move on to. Got a few things left here with some awards, things like that. We like to make those early season award predictions. Let's start off with the rookie of the year. Derek, if you want, you can take lead on this one. Where you want to go with rookie of the year prediction?
Yeah, I got it. So this feels like a class that's very hard to predict. And, you and I were talking about it when we were getting ready for this, just how close all the odds are. And if you look at the Vegas odds for the highest odds to win rookie of the year, it's Kenny Pickett, who's not even starting, who may not even have a clear path to start if Trubisky's playing well. The Steelers have a good enough defense to where if Trubisky's playing fine, they should win games and they won't bench him. But Pickett's the favorite in Las Vegas right now. So, and then there's just a a ton of wide receivers. I mean, we were looking at it. You got Drake London, Olave, Traylon Burks, George Pickens, Sky Moore, all within that little next little round there. But I'm going to go a little bit further down on the odds, and I'm going to go with Christian Watson. He's the rookie wide receiver out of North Dakota State. He's playing for the Packers. I feel like Devontae Adams departing. I feel like maybe he's got some upside there in just the fact that this isn't a tremendous rookie class. And also he's playing on a team that should win games. I think that's something that's a big part of Rookie of the Year. Players that have an impact on teams helping them win games. You look at Drake London, how many games is he actually going to help the Falcons win? You look at Breece Hall, how many games is he going to help the Jets win? So that's why I think if Watson can go and be, if not the lead receiver, the second leading receiver there in this rookie class for this award, I'm going to go with him, Christian Watson. Book it.
All right. You got it. I completely get what you mean, though. It's kind of like when I'm looking at Rookie of the Year, who has a potential to actually be a factor in a winning team. So, and then it doesn't and with Kenny Pickett, you don't even know if he's going to start or not. So you have to play to be Rookie of the Year. And it's not
pretty
a knock
important.
on him. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a knock on him. It's just a quarterback position. They really just like to wait a little bit on the rookies most of the time if they can. My prediction, and part of it is me being a fan. I'm not gonna lie.
You're going Treylon, aren't you?
I am going to go Treylon Burks. I'm a Titans fan, so I am going to go that route. But Treylon Burks is as far as the physique of the receiver that you have in the NFL, I think he's being compared to AJ Brown. There are concerns. There are the concerns of being compared to A.J. Brown. So there's the concerns that these are the shoes you got to fill. But when I'm looking at Rookie of the Year, you've got a receiver coming in who has a chance who's going to be a starting receiver right off the bat and with some opportunity to get the ball. I have the Titans having a winning record overall. They've been a winning team for the last few years, throughout. So it's not like he's on a terrible team. He's going to have an opportunity. That's the thing. The opportunity is there. So I'm going to go with Treylon, just being optimistic that he's going to pull through and do what he needs to do. He don't have to be A.J. Brown on this team either. There are some weapons there, but, he could settle in and be a really good rookie for the Titans and contribute considerably to them, and he's going to have that opportunity. So that's one of my reasons for going with him on that.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I considered him when I was sitting here doing my stuff too. So I think he's got a lot of athleticism, a lot of upside.
Yeah. So the next award, you have to do a little bit more probably to get this award. We're going to say we're going to guess on our MVP of the year. So.
Okay. Do you want me to just say my name and then mic drop? Because it's going to shock the world.
It's going to be very shocking.
It's going to be very shocking. The world is going to be shocked. It will never be the same.
Go ahead and surprise them.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
The guy who is number one in every sports book's odds.
Yeah.
It's just, you look at the sports books, you've got Rodgers who's won it back-to-back. You got Brady who's 45. Which, again, any of these guys could go win it. Mahomes has already won one. Lamar's already won one. I'm afraid of the Bengals having a Super Bowl hangover and Burrow not being as good. So if I had to take a second pick, I'm going to go Justin Herbert. So if you told me to pick somebody who's not named Josh Allen to win it, I would go Justin Herbert personally. So,
yep. I agree. So I'm just going to tell you, I agree 100% on MVP wise. I'm going to say Josh Allen. I know that sounds like an easy pick to make, but I mean, the facts are facts. I think the dude's just going to, if I'm making a prediction and I'm willing to bet right now who I think is going to win MVP, it's going to be Josh Allen. I just think he's going to have a great year. They've been so close, and and there's something about when a player loses in the way he lost last year, and I don't want to say a revenge season, but it's like you're thinking about
you
that.
can say that. You can say that if you want. I think that's fair.
That, you know what I mean? Like
That
you're sitting there,
overtime rule. I mean,
I literally put my team up there to win. Should have won that. You that should have been a sealed win right there. And he played great. And I just think that this year, not only is he going to play great and he still has the weapons he has on offense, but the defense is like one of the top rated defense when it comes to, like, again, not trying to go back to fantasy football, but that's in the Bills. If you pick the Bills in most of anything this year, you're probably doing okay. Pick them on defense. I've seen Josh Allen go as high as like the second round, maybe,
which is ridiculous.
He went super high in our draft, which is insane.
Yeah.
And then because I seen that and I was like, wow. So, but I mean, he's gonna, he can run, he can throw. So I get it.
He's gonna the MVP. Go get the MVP.
Right.
I go from the school of you don't take a quarterback until like the 10th round. That's what I do. Yeah. So that's my strategy, for better or worse.
No. And there's a lot of great candidates. I do worry about the Super Bowl hangover for Cincinnati as a team. I think Joe Burrow will have a good year still. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's legit. Yeah, I really do. I think Joe Burrow will see the Super Bowl again in his career. But if I had to pick someone else, and this is another one that just doesn't sound likely, but and because he is old, but I almost want to say Tom Brady. He's surrounded by weapons, and what would end his, like, coming to an end of his career more than just riding off in the sunset with an MVP season and then possibly a Super Bowl or something? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, I've been reading that Julio looks like his old self. So you get him down there, Godwin, Mike Evans. They've got 2 tight ends now. OJ Howard's gone. I think, is Kyle Rudolph there? I can't remember. They've got 2 good tight ends.
Julio balls out this year, I'm gonna be so mad. Julio is one of my favorite, all time.
He probably will.
He probably will. He's up there on favorite receivers for me in the NFL. I just want to add Larry Fitzgerald is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
such a good dude, man. But Julio was up there, and then when the Titans got him, even though I knew he was older, I was like, he's got something left. Let's go. And then he was hurt pretty much all year. So, but I could see him bouncing back and doing really good this year. He's still an athletic guy.
Having Tom Brady helps.
That does help.
And, honestly, it's like the way once Chris Godwin's back and healthy, who are you going to double team there? Do you just Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones?
It's wild, man.
What do you do? So I don't know. Tampa's going to be really good again, and the Panthers.
Gronk's still retired, right? Like, he didn't
for now. Yeah.
Tom's not like Gronk. One more year. Look at this team. One more year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I wasn't he on Dancing with the Stars or something? He was doing something else. They've got Cameron Brate and Kyle Rudolph. That's who they've got.
Oh, so Kyle Rudolph was nasty though with the Vikings. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So they've got both of those tight ends there.
And then you got Fournette, who's been doing well running back wise. Who else is their backup on that?
They've got Rachaad White as their backup running back. I don't know much about him, but they still have Russell Gage, who was pretty good in Atlanta. They've got Julio not even starting on this list, but I guess we'll see.
It's wild.
But the defense is always going to be nasty with Lavonte David and Devin White and whoever else you've got. So they'll be good.
Judging by our MVPs, I don't know who are completely on their Super Bowl picks are going to be, but I think leading into our next topic, we probably given indications on who we think is going to be in the Super Bowl. So I'll start on this one if you want me to.
Go for it.
I'm going to say the Bills. They finally get there. They do what needs to be done. They make it. And I'm going to say the Bucks. I think Tom Brady gets them back there again. And I'm not just to say I pull against Tom Brady most of the time. the Patriots were the real problem. I figured that out, but they're the team I really pull against. But Tom Brady was associated with them for all those years, and I'll almost like miss when he's gone in a way because it's fun for me to pull against them for some reason. I don't know why, but I think it's Bills versus Bucks, and to give you my winner, I'm going to say the Bills. I think it's their year to finally do this.
Yeah, I'm in a very similar situation as you are right here. I feel like it's really hard to pick a team to come out of the NFC that isn't the Rams or the Bucks this year. I feel like the Packers are next on the odds makers. No Devontae. Then next is San Francisco. They've got Trey Lance starting at quarterback. I think the AFC's the hard part, and next in the NFC is Dallas, and Dallas is just Dallas. So I feel like the NFC, you got to pick Rams or Bucks. And I'm just going to go with the Rams. I mean, defending champs, I think that they'll go. That being said, I do think they lose to the Bills. And that's going to give Von Miller his third Super Bowl. So where do we start to put him in the ranks all time? If that happens. But I don't like Von Miller. He literally just lives in my nightmares after the Super Bowl against the Broncos. But I've got Buffalo over the Rams. Buffalo's 0-4 in Super Bowls in their history. Make it 1-4.
It's time.
It's time.
I will say about Von Miller, like she didn't, obviously last year, but his first Super Bowl, I've never seen a defensive player pretty much win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's like you usually have like your quarterback or somebody. It's literally like he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I love Peyton Manning, but he just did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
That was a smart play.
One of my I don't want to say one of my favorite memes because I love Peyton, but one of the memes that made me laugh the most after that Super Bowl was when you do nothing in the group project and still get an A, and it showed like Peyton Manning's stat line. And I think he didn't even throw a touchdown, had an interception, completed like 55-60% of his passes. It wasn't.
Peyton was like, as long as I don't throw too many bad mistakes, like interceptions or anything like that, we have a chance. Let's just take time off the clock and let our defense do work.
Yeah,
but we won't relive that nightmare for you, Derek. So
no, it's been many years, and I still can't let that one down. And I'm so thankful that Colby's not on here because he'd be telling me Cam Newton didn't dive on the ball. So I'm glad I don't have to hear that.
Yeah,
but I will say Jericho Cotchery caught that ball. Okay. It's a big thing for Panthers fans because they ruled it not a catch, and he totally caught that ball.
Yeah,
but it's fine. It's fine.
Let's let it out, man.
Yeah. Well, that's between me and my future therapist.
Yeah. Well, maybe let's add that in this episode as like a therapy session with Derek talking about Panthers.
Yeah. But I'll be laying back there on the couch. I swear Jericho Cotchery caught that ball. And then, we'll just make it a big therapeutic thing.
You just got to think about the future. You have Baker.
Yeah. That's the light at the end of the tunnel for me. Well, and you guys can do the whole, if only he had stretched the ball out another half yard and won the Super Bowl in 2000. That made me cry as a kid. So
as a child, that was one of my first heartbreaks.
Yeah, that was tough. That might have been my first. That might have been my first one because Tennessee won the national championship for the 98 season. So I watched that VHS on rerun. I was like, yeah, everything Tennessee. And then the Titans go to the Super Bowl and then they lose. And what's funny is when the Music City Miracle happened against the Bills, I left the house. I remember listening to it in the radio. I'm pretty sure I was in tears at that point too. I was an emotional child. And and then the Music City Miracle happened, and somehow they made it to the Super Bowl that year. Anyways, they probably didn't even technically deserve to be in there, if we're being honest. But anyways, super optimistic. And then so I cried twice over the Titans that year. So
when I became a real fan, I was young enough that you could start like becoming a fan of a team.
Right.
They broke my heart and became a real fan. What do you know? Like here I am now. So
yeah,
still breaking my heart sometimes, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's we're to it from the Vols, so we'll it's like nothing now.
Yeah. But anything else you got left to say, Derek? Any more great takes? Because this has been a whole episode of just wonderful takes and just it's a nice refresher. I feel like to.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just gonna say, and this wasn't even on our topic list. One, the Saints are overrated. I already said it, but I just want to confirm that with everybody. Two, Tennessee is about to beat Pitt this weekend at Pitt, and that is all I have to say. How is Pittsburgh ranked 17th? Tennessee is ranked 24th, and Pittsburgh's at home, and the sports books have Tennessee favored by 6.
I know.
I mean,
I'm just saying they do. I looked at that. I've seen that.
And Pitt should have lost to West Virginia.
Tennessee fan, but I think Tennessee takes that game.
I think so too. I'm afraid to talk too much smack because it'll come back to bite me. But
that's all we're gonna say.
That's all
we won't jinx it.
But if we take care of that, then that's an undefeated non-conference for us for sure this year, which is great. I can't remember the last time we went undefeated non-conference.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I really can't. It's been many moons.
I definitely know I'll be watching that game. So
yeah, for sure.
But no, again, just man, this time of the year is just great. So it's great to be talking about NFL. It's great to be talking about college, fantasy football, everything going on. It's been kind of an overload this last week or so. And I'm just happy to be doing these podcasts again. It's a lot of fun, man. And
yeah, for
sure. Interaction with people too. Keep letting us know, like, what do you think about this? What the records, the Super Bowl, whatever you want to talk about. Skip to it and watch that part and see what we got to say about it. That's what you need to do. But appreciate
we'll
all
try
that,
to keep Matt from responding to you. We don't want to waste time out of your day.
Yeah. So this is the podcast you really should watch. So I mean,
yeah, this is the only one. This is the peak of On the Offside.
Yeah. No, I do kind of miss giving those guys a hard time. So I guess
they'll be back.
We can all be on here. So
we
will. But Derek, anything else you got left to say about it or anything?
No, I've already got the game on right now. I'm pumped for the season. It's like you said, watching on TV, watching on your phone, buddies over watching baseball. It's a great time of year.
Absolutely. Anybody and everybody that does interact and watch this, we appreciate you guys. We have a good time doing this. But until the next time, we'll see what we got to talk about next week. So see y'all.
Peace.